Hi, this is Steve Gladis. This morning at the George Mason Enterprise Center, we're still talking about executive coaching in this series. Remember, we talked first about what executive coaching was all about, what it wasn't. It's not psychology, it's not consulting. We talked about sounding board coaching, where the key here is listening to people really intently and reflecting back to them, causing them to reflect by asking them good questions. Now we're going to talk about goal-directed coaching. Goal-directed coaching is very much like sounding coaching, except it has a very specific kind of a goal associated with it. Oftentimes I'm called by companies to come in and work with an executive they may have. That particular executive may have an issue that they're facing. Let's say, for example, it's time management. What we'll do is determine what the issue is. Maybe he's not showing up to meetings on time, or maybe he's running over, or maybe he's just overwhelmed, or she's overwhelmed by all the things that are going on. Typically, when we get goal-directed coaching, what we do is we usually vet that goal-directed coaching with people's peers, with their boss especially, and with their subordinates. So we sort of vet that issue around to find out, how is this person showing up at work? What are they doing that's not making good at time management? What we do then is develop a very positive goal, not necessarily a negative goal, not let's avoid this or avoid that, but to develop a positive goal that I'm going to attend 80% of my meetings on time, or I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up at home by 6 o'clock at night, not 9 o'clock at night. We set a very positive goal, because the research on goal seeking is that people tend to have a much better chance of attaining a positive goal than they do avoiding a negative goal. So we try to develop a very positive goal, or I'm going to get even better at this. I have clients write out a sentence based on the goal that they've set. That this goes something like this: I'm going to get even better at showing up at meetings 80% of the time. And then what we do, once we have that goal, we sort of work toward that. For example, in time management, sometimes I'll ask clients to email me their schedules for the week, and to mark on their schedules which meetings they showed up on time and which ones they didn't. You'll be surprised that just by keeping track of how often they show up on time or don't show up on time is a way of telling them where they're running over, where they're running short, and it acts almost like calorie counting in a sense that it makes people become very intentional about what they do. Setting a whole series of goals for people, not 100 of them, but maybe a few goals around a particular issue, and then reporting back on that helps people really get to that end state. Ask a lot of questions about it, ask them to come up with the goals, and then oftentimes I'll actually go in and watch them at work. I'll actually shadow them at work in goal-directed coaching to see when they are showing up, when they're not showing up, and how, when they do show up, how do they act? Are they flustered? Are they on time? Are they not? And so the whole process is around developing very specific goals, which are developed in concert with the 360 concept, but especially with the person's boss, the person paying for the coaching, because you want to make sure that the company gets its ROI to this. They understand the progress that's made, how fast they're getting there, how slow it's happening, but that everybody here is engaged in them watching the individual. And I also announce it to everybody around the client to make sure that everybody kind of helps them. It's like when you go on a diet, you want people to know. The more people that know, the better likely you are to actually go on that diet and stay on that diet. So that's it, goal-directed coaching. Thanks very much. This is Steve Gladis here at George Mason Enterprise Center. Thanks for listening. I'm with Steve Gladis Leadership Partners. Thank you so much. Bye.